Well, I was out in California, and my wife and my daughters were with me because it was spring break for their school in New York, and I was out there. And I got a call to come and meet with these producer and actor,
We're talking about Phil.
Phil Rosenthal and Ray Romano.
Okay.
So we drove over to, we had to meet at Universal Studios, and I drove over and took my whole family with me, my wife, my two daughters, Lucy and Amy, and our friend Dan Mallory. And we had trouble getting on the studio lot. They didn't have the proper information. Then we had to find a parking place. Then we had to go find where the audition was, and then when we got there, it had been changed. And then and my wife kept saying to me, "Do you know where you're going?" Which of course I didn't.
What kind of a mood did all this put you in?
Grouchy. So I walked in, and Phil Rosenthal came out, and then I said, well, you changed the place a lot, blah, blah, blah. I barked at him. Then I got the job because I was in character.
Who was it that hired you? Was it Phil or?
Well, it was Phil and CBS. There's a whole bunch of people that have to approve you when you get hired.
And how was the show described to you initially? Do you recall what they told you it was about?
Well, I read the pilot, and I thought the pilot was funny. And then I saw a cassette of Ray's stand-up comedy, and I got the idea of what he did. And I had a friend who knew Ray and told me how funny he was, and also how much audiences like him, which is a very important quality to have.
Absolutely.
So basically, we did the pilot, and it went very well.
How would you describe the premise of the show if somebody had never seen it?
Well, a kind of dysfunctional family who can't leave each other alone. Parents, the sons live next door to the parents, and the parents meddle in their lives continually. The pilot was wonderful, and basically Michael Lembeck directed the pilot, and he was terrific. And then Phil Rosenthal came in, and he did some tweaking, and then that was terrific too.
Mm-hmm.
And it really worked, and it was really different. But that doesn't mean anything in the world of television, because you can be terrific, and then you can be, they don't pick it up.